The sea bass, also known by its scientific name Ladiolabrax japonicus, is a highly regarded species of fish found in temperate coastal waters of the western Pacific. This fish has garnered attention not only for its culinary and commercial value but also for its ecological significance. Its characteristics, behavior, and the role it plays in marine ecosystems make it an intriguing subject for study, conservation, and sustainable fisheries management. Although the term sea bass can refer to various species in different parts of the world, the Ladiolabrax japonicus, also known as the Japanese sea bass or Suzuki in Japan, is particularly notable for its importance to the fishing industry, its widespread popularity in seafood markets, and its prevalence in Asian cuisine. The sea bass has a streamlined, robust body, typically exhibiting an elongated shape with a deep, laterally compressed form. This design allows the fish to navigate through the water with ease, combining efficiency and agility in its movements. Its coloration is usually a silvery, pale hue with darker stripes along its body, making it blend seamlessly into its natural environment. The fish's large mouth and sharp teeth further emphasize its predatory nature, as it feeds on smaller fish, crustaceans, and other marine organisms that fall within its reach. Found predominantly along the coasts of Japan, Korea, and China, the sea bass thrives in shallow waters, particularly around rocky reefs, estuaries, and sandy seabeds. These habitats provide shelter, food, and optimal conditions for growth and reproduction. The sea bass is a demersal species, spending much of its life close to the seafloor but also venturing into open water, especially during certain times of the year when it migrates in search of more abundant food sources. Its preference for shallow coastal waters makes it particularly vulnerable to habitat degradation, pollution, and overfishing. Coastal ecosystems, such as seagrass meadows, coral reefs, and mangrove forests, are crucial to the sea bass's survival, providing not only food but also critical breeding grounds for juvenile fish. Without these healthy ecosystems, the long-term survival of the species could be at risk, as they rely heavily on the availability of prey and suitable spawning environments. The sea bass is a carnivorous predator, with a diet consisting primarily of smaller fish, such as anchovies, sardines, and small squid, as well as various crustaceans. Its feeding behavior is strategic and efficient, relying on ambush tactics to surprise and capture prey. The sea bass is known for its stealth, often using its environment to conceal itself before striking. This predatory behavior is enhanced by its keen eyesight, which allows it to detect prey with remarkable precision. As a top predator in its ecosystem, the sea bass plays a key role in controlling the populations of smaller fish and invertebrates, thus maintaining balance within the food web. The reproductive biology of the sea bass is equally fascinating. Like many marine fish, the sea bass participates in seasonal spawning, typically during the warmer months of the year when water temperatures are more favorable for the development of eggs and larvae. During spawning, male and female sea bass aggregate in specific areas to release their eggs and sperm into the water. The fertilized eggs then drift with the current, eventually hatching into larvae. These larvae are initially planktonic, drifting with the ocean currents, but eventually settle to the seafloor as they grow into juvenile fish. Juvenile sea bass are particularly vulnerable to predation and environmental stressors, but they find refuge in sheltered coastal areas until they are large enough to venture into deeper waters. As they mature, they migrate into more open ocean areas, where they continue their growth and eventually reach sexual maturity. The sea bass is a species that has been central to both commercial and recreational fishing. In Japan, it is highly prized for its delicate flavor and texture, making it a popular ingredient in sushi and sashimi. Its tender white flesh is often served in various forms, including grilled, steamed, and fried. The Japanese sea bass has become synonymous with high-quality seafood, and its presence in restaurants and markets is a testament to its culinary importance. The species is also sought after by anglers due to its strong, spirited fight when caught, making it a popular target in sport fishing. The sea bass's commercial importance has led to significant fishing pressures, both in terms of overfishing and unsustainable fishing practices. In some regions, populations of sea bass have been depleted due to overharvesting, prompting calls for more effective fisheries management and conservation measures. In Japan, for example, regulations have been implemented to protect juvenile sea bass and regulate fishing quotas during spawning seasons. These measures aim to prevent the depletion of sea bass stocks and ensure that the species can continue to thrive in the wild, providing both ecological and economic benefits to coastal communities. Sustainable fishing practices, such as those that focus on reducing bycatch and ensuring that fish are caught during their optimal size and age, are critical for the long-term viability of sea bass populations. In addition to its commercial value, the sea bass plays an important role in maintaining the health of coastal ecosystems. As a predator, it helps regulate the populations of smaller fish and invertebrates, preventing overpopulation and the depletion of resources. This regulation of prey species helps ensure that the entire ecosystem remains in balance, with each species playing its part in maintaining the health of the environment. The sea bass's presence also indicates the overall health of the ecosystem, as its dependence on healthy habitats such as estuaries and reefs means that any degradation of these habitats will have a direct impact on the species. Environmental factors, including climate change and pollution, present growing challenges to the sea bass. Rising ocean temperatures and changing water chemistry can disrupt breeding patterns, affect food availability, and alter migration routes. In particular, warming waters can lead to the shifting of prey species to cooler regions, which can affect the feeding behavior and distribution of sea bass. Pollution, including agricultural runoff, plastics, and oil spills, also poses significant risks to the species by contaminating their habitats and reducing the quality of the water in which they live. Protecting the sea bass and other marine species requires addressing these broader environmental issues through global efforts to mitigate climate change and reduce pollution. In addition to its ecological and economic value, the sea bass also plays a role in cultural traditions and local livelihoods, particularly in coastal regions where fishing has been a way of life for centuries. In many parts of East Asia, particularly Japan, Korea, and China, the sea bass is revered for its taste, its role in local festivals, and its significance in traditional cuisine. In Japan, for example, the Japanese sea bass, or suzuki, holds a special place in both the culinary world and cultural practices. It is often seen as a symbol of good fortune, health, and prosperity, especially during celebrations such as the New Year, when dishes featuring sea bass are prepared to bring blessings for the coming year. Its significance extends beyond food, representing a connection to nature and a deep respect for the sea. Beyond its culinary importance, the sea bass has become a subject of interest for scientists, conservationists, and fisheries experts. As researchers continue to explore the behavioral patterns, feeding habits, and environmental requirements of this species, they gain valuable insights into how marine ecosystems function and how human activities impact these delicate environments. By studying the sea bass, scientists can better understand the dynamics of predator-prey interactions, the effects of environmental changes on marine species, and the importance of maintaining biodiversity. These studies contribute to more informed conservation strategies and management policies aimed at protecting not only the sea bass but also the broader marine ecosystems that support it. One of the key areas of research involves the study of the sea bass's migratory patterns and its response to environmental factors such as temperature, salinity, and the availability of prey. As a species that moves between different coastal habitats and deeper waters, the sea bass is sensitive to changes in ocean conditions. Research has shown that warmer ocean temperatures and shifting currents can alter the distribution of prey species, affecting the sea bass's feeding patterns and migration routes. By monitoring these changes, scientists can track the health of the sea bass population and identify potential threats to its survival. These findings are particularly important in the context of climate change, as rising temperatures and altered weather patterns are expected to continue affecting marine ecosystems in the coming decades. The sea bass's reliance on coastal habitats, such as rocky reefs, seagrass meadows, and estuaries, further emphasizes the need to protect these areas from human-induced pressures. Coastal habitats provide not only food and shelter for the sea bass but also essential breeding grounds for juvenile fish. The loss of these habitats due to coastal development, pollution, and overfishing can lead to declines in sea bass populations. As such, habitat restoration and protection efforts are crucial in ensuring the long-term survival of the species. Programs that focus on the restoration of seagrass meadows, mangrove forests, and coral reefs are particularly beneficial, as these ecosystems provide vital services to marine life, including the sea base. Efforts to combat overfishing have also been a central part of sea base conservation. In many regions, fishing pressures have led to declines in wild populations, making it necessary to implement stricter regulations and quotas to ensure sustainable harvests. In Japan, for example, the government has introduced measures such as limiting fishing seasons, restricting the size of catch, and imposing gear restrictions to reduce bycatch. These regulations aim to protect juvenile sea bass, allow the species to reach maturity, and maintain healthy fish populations. However, enforcement of these measures is crucial, as illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing continues to pose a significant threat to sea bass stocks. Aquaculture, as mentioned previously, has become an increasingly important industry in response to the demand for sea bass. While farming the species can help alleviate pressure on wild populations, it also presents challenges. The environmental impact of aquaculture, including issues such as water pollution, the spread of diseases, and the use of wild fish for feed, must be carefully managed. Sustainable aquaculture practices, such as using closed-loop systems, reducing the use of antibiotics, and sourcing feed from sustainable sources, are essential to minimize the environmental footprint of sea bass farming. Research into alternative feed sources, such as plant-based proteins or insect meal, is also underway to reduce the reliance on wild fish stocks and create more sustainable farming practices. The potential for expanding the sea bass farming industry also brings with it the opportunity for innovation in aquaculture technology. Advances in breeding techniques, such as selective breeding for disease resistance and improved growth rates, have already contributed to more efficient farming practices. Additionally, the development of integrated multi-trophic aquaculture (MTA) systems, where different species of fish and other organisms are farmed together in a mutually beneficial way, holds promise for creating more sustainable and environmentally friendly seafood production methods. These systems can help reduce waste, enhance water quality, and provide economic benefits to coastal communities. Moreover, as consumer awareness of sustainability and environmental issues continues to grow, the demand for responsibly sourced sea bass, whether wild-caught or farmed, is increasing. Certification schemes, such as those provided by the Marine Stewardship Council (MSC) for wild-caught fish or the Aquaculture Stewardship Council (ASC) for farmed fish, allow consumers to make informed choices about the seafood they purchase. These certifications ensure that the products are sourced in ways that meet high standards of environmental responsibility and social equity. As the global market for seafood continues to expand, certification programs will play a key role in promoting sustainability and encouraging the adoption of best practices in both wild fisheries and aquaculture. In addition to conservation efforts, educating the public about the importance of the sea bass and its role in marine ecosystems is essential for fostering a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of life in the oceans. Public education campaigns can raise awareness about the challenges facing marine species, the importance of sustainable seafood, and the need for better stewardship of our oceans. By empowering individuals to make sustainable choices, we can help ensure that the sea bass, along with countless other marine species, continues to thrive in healthy ecosystems for generations to come. The sea bass also provides a valuable opportunity to engage in community-based conservation and management efforts. In many coastal regions, local fishermen and communities rely on the sea bass for their livelihoods. By involving these communities in conservation efforts and decision-making processes, it is possible to create sustainable management strategies that take into account both ecological and socio-economic factors. Collaborative approaches to fisheries management, such as co-management schemes and community-led monitoring programs, can help ensure that conservation measures are implemented effectively and that local communities benefit from the sustainable use of marine resources.